Hello everyone, so I wanted to show you this before I put pictures in it just so you could see. I'm gonna kind of piece these together, but here is the mini album that I made using Frances's long tutorial. I'll link it on the bottom. This is technically her Folio version 2 modified, so I modified it just a little bit. The paper pack that I am using is this paper pack called Cuddle. I picked it up at Hobby Lobby. I don't remember how much it was, but this is what I used. I pretty much followed exactly what she did. However, I messed up my front, so my magnet is on the left and it just unsnaps. The way that I did it is you'll see sticky notes throughout, and I'll explain those here in just a second. Go to the left panel, which was the same as her panel, so it's all 3x4s, and then the mats. What I did is I modified these mats. She didn't actually, she had these matted, but I modified them a little bit to be 3 3/16 wide and 4 2/16. So that way it would pretty much cover all of this. I wanted this completely covered because then I'm going to take my 3x4s and I'm going to stick those in here. So you'll see that in the next filming. So I've labeled, and that's another thing that I wanted to kind of explain. I am doing an entire year of my baby girl, and so what I did is I wrote down, I don't know how well you can see this, so I wrote down, that was the day she was born, so June 18th, and then which pictures were going to be 4x6s on the week of her birthday, and then all the weeks in between here, and then how I wanted those set up. So I knew that these weeks would be 4x6s that would go in the middle, and then all these other ones would be 3x4s, so that way when I ordered my pictures I knew exactly what I needed to order. Because the way I like to order my pictures is I like to order them in a 4x6 from either Walgreens or somewhere local, and then just cut them to the 3x4, which might be a little bit big for these. But say this is the picture, so when you lay this 3x4 picture on, you're gonna have just a teeny bit of border. And so I'm using the front and the back. Now with the back, they're going to be the same size as the mat. You're not going to see any pattern paper, you're just going to see the photo. But all the other ones are going to have, frames on them. At least the ones you'll be able to see. But this paper is really pretty. Sorry about the lighting, it's really bad. And so I have just literally gone through and sticky noted every single week in here. And then that way I know where I'm going to put my pictures. Same thing here. This flaps down. And this is the newborn picture, and then you have first month, for instance. So this is her 1 month picture, and the white on this is a frame. It's just going to be white matted, but on the front, this part, it's not. It's going to be the color matte of the actual designer paper that's behind it. I'm going to do on all of these. So these are her monthly pictures. You got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then all of these will be probably her birthday party pictures. I had enough space to go ahead, and the last couple weeks leading up to her birthday, I've got enough space in here for those, and then her 12-month photo, and then it's all the same week, all right there. And then so the way that it's gonna go is it's gonna go like 1 through 12 here, plus the extras, and it bounces back and forth. I've got when she was born, and then the 4 weeks, or 3 weeks, and then 1 month old, and then the rest of the weeks, 3 months old, the rest of the weeks, 4 months old, the rest of the weeks. And then we'll jump over here. You've got, you know, so these are all my pictures for my date ranges for that. And then in the center, I have, again, either her birthday week, you know, can go here as well. And then I'm going to put extra things in here as well, additional pictures that I really liked that didn't fit in the weeklies, and or some of the cutouts from this pattern paper stack. These cutouts from this pattern paper stack. And then I can, they have the 10 and 9 months too, so you could choose to either use whichever side, but I'll probably end up just using these and mounting them on black, and then have them as an additional space. For my magnets, my husband recommended these magnets. I don't know how to say them. I don't know how to say the name. So they are really strong, but they're really pretty small. And here they are. These were the magnets that I ended up using, and I did love them. They are really strong. So, you know, they're pretty dang strong. But I was really happy with these. And each of these have those on them. And then the front cover has that as well. So I used 4 magnets total. But all right, so I'll be back after I get my pictures in to show you what it looks like. If you're ever curious and you know, weren't sure how to do all of that, or, you know, figure out your pictures and things like that, maybe this will help you with that. It's not completely finished, it's not embellished yet, but I just wanted to show you what I was talking about earlier. The way that I set up the photos is they do have photos on the front and the back instead of just the back. This, again, was meant to be chronological for my baby girl. The way that I designed it was all of her monthly pictures would go in the center to be 4x6s, and then every single week on the outside. Gives me at least 54 pictures. As you can see, here is her her newborn picture, and then it goes over to the left, and then it goes into her weeks. These are every single week, and then when you get to 1 month old, there's her picture for 1 month and 2 months. And then again, here's all of her weeks. You know, let's say, of course, this is just somebody else looking at this and it's not me looking at this. They could just go through the center pictures and be able to see all of her month at a glance pictures, per se, all at one time, where all of these pictures that are on the sides are all of her weekly pictures, if you will. And that does mean that that magnet is on top. When you get into, here's the rest of, you know, her pictures. And I didn't have 4x6s that were landscape like these ones. I ended up just taking 2 of the pictures that I really liked, and I just put those together and then just printed them out and then stuck them down. I didn't cut them apart. You know, some of them, like this one, I remember to take a landscape, but not all of them. I didn't take all of them in landscape like I should have. So something to think about going forward. And then here again, I've got it mapped out. I know what weeks are going to go here, and then I can finish out the album because I know exactly what weeks are going to go where and what size they need to be. That side, and then this side is the rest of the weekly pictures. So as you can see, so what I was saying earlier, let me give you an example. Because I matted these with a 3x4 instead of the new measurements that I used, they completely go over the white space. But these, because I used the new measurement, just a teeny bit over that 3x4, I now have a mat for the picture, an actual mat for the picture. That's just something to think of if you're planning on, you know, if you want to see any of that design paper. Granted, it covers up the design paper, right? I mean, it's going to do that. It's going to cover up the majority of your design paper. But my goal here was to have pictures. That's why I decided to go ahead and use the front side as well as the back side. And again, you know, here's the space for the rest of the pictures already laid out. I know exactly what week it is. I know what size it needs to be when I go to get the rest of them printed. And it's all ready to go. Now, of course, there's no decoration in here. The inside of this, I haven't decided if I want this to be a newborn picture or if I want this to be her yearly picture. And then I also considered putting another 4x6 here because the 4x6 would fit really well right across there. Got 2 of those. And, you know, there's space here for a 4x6 as well, and it's got enough room for the mats. And this paper pack has cut aparts, but I wasn't sure how I wanted to do them. It does come with 1 through 12, but I think I just want to go with these. I don't really think I need the 1 through 12 just yet. I did paste one of the pictures directly to one of the cards, which I wasn't sure if I liked or not. When you turn it over, it looks good, but then if you put it on the actual matting, I think it's going to look better. So, for instance, here I can go in and just literally put this on the mat and now have a border. I think if I do that going forward, if I have extra pictures I want to put in, that's what I'll do with them, is I'll actually just put them on top instead of matting them directly to the cards. These are really cute cards. Again, it was all part of the paper pack. There's multiple. There's like 5 pages of designer paper per front and back, right? It's double-sided, but it also had like 5 sets, so like 48 pages or 6 sets of the designer paper plus the cutout. So there's multiple cutouts that you can use at any time. And here's the rest of those. And I just stuck these in. That one pocket at the top does go all the way down, but I just made sure to give it enough bulk so that way they wouldn't fall down to the very bottom of the pocket. So you can see how I end up spreading them apart and just tucking them all in. And I really did like the way that this turned out, and I have enough space for my entire year in one place. And that way, it was really hard actually to pick one picture even per week. You might think that that's a lot, but I'm a new mom, so I take lots of pictures. It was really hard for me to pick just one picture per week, but it did help me consolidate all of my pictures into one place. I have one location for her entire year, and I know that I can go to that, and that's probably what I'll do possibly for next year. I'm going to play around with some more things, and I hope this helped you see it all put together and kind of, you know, envision what it might look like with your own pictures or somebody else's pictures. I watch a lot of these videos, but nobody ever really shows pictures. So thank you for staying with me throughout this process, and I appreciate it, and I hope that you enjoyed seeing what I go through to get all the pictures in here. And I'll be posting more of these as I get them done, even if they're not completely finished, because I've got them set up for a yearly basis, but at least you'll be able to see some of the progress that goes on and my thought process on how I set up my pictures. So thanks again for stopping by. Talk to you later. Bye.